It's an Eastern Conference battle at the BMO Harris Bradley Center in Milwaukee as the Bucks look to work the home court advantage. Welcome to what should be a great Saturday night for the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. So the Bucks win the tip. And a look at the starters for the Cavaliers. J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Whiteside is out there with Towns, and it's Wall in at the point. On defense, Milwaukee. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
And one of the factors, Kevin, that really hurt them in that game, the lack of success at the foul line. We all know how much those free throw woes can cost you.
And it gave those opposing fans a boost every time another foul shot clanged off the rim. I mean, that's an easy way to get the home crowd in your grill.
Milwaukee with the ball. Well, safe to say that J.R. Smith has never been short on confidence Clark his entire career.
Yeah, he's always been a guy who could actually play with confidence and back it up. When he's hot from the floor, he can take over games single-handedly.
They set the screen, and looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Oh, that's a close call there on the illegal screen.
But I'd go along with it, Greg. I mean, it didn't look like his feet were set to me.
The Bucks have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Parker outside. The dish to Henson. Now the pass to Carter Williams. The layup missed. And here's Cleveland. 4-point game. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And in that game, guys, they were just about as dominant defensively on the interior as you could ever be.
And once they got a few rejections, they had opposing scorers looking for those long arms and hands. And it caused hesitation in taking shots in there.
The drive by James. The rebound by the Bucks. This their first chance this season playing the Cavaliers.
Yeah, 2 conference rivals. I mean, they'll play each other a total of 4 times this season.
Yeah, plenty of opportunity here, guys, to get on each other's bad side. I mean, if they weren't already. Should make for some fairly high drama.
Well, for Jabari Parker in his rookie year, not the kind of NBA career start that he wanted. Played great. Was probably the rookie of the year up until the time he was injured, blowing the knee and cutting his season short.
A great call. He definitely would have had a great chance. Really just made a transition seamlessly. Very efficient as a rookie before that injury, but which was a really tough thing to watch for anyone as he was showing so much promise early on in his career. Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now, here's Parker. 17 points for him last game against the Nuggets in Denver.
And he also controlled the backboard as well. I mean, he really did a terrific job.
James outside. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. James with another miss.
And for Parker, he could have been in the Rookie of the Year running with his play, scoring just over 12 points a game and shooting almost 50% before the injury ended the season.
Here is Wall after the basket by Milwaukee. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on Michael Carter-Williams.
And even in the short glimpses of last season, you could see that Parker was the real deal. I mean, he had no problem finding ways to score. And even with his injury setback, he should be a great player for years to come. And John Wall, guys, is still one of the most explosive players in the league. His speed makes professional athletes look like they are stuck in mud.
Throws down the breakaway jam.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
So it's the Bucks now, following the score by Cleveland. You're talking about Wall's burst. He can go end-to-end in seconds. Clark, you're amazed. You usually say he's a blur.
Yeah, rack to rack in a nanosecond is what Wall can do. I mean, his speed is something special. Fellas, I'll tell you, I was really surprised when Michael Carter-Williams got traded last season. It's so hard to find point guards with his length and instincts. I mean, you just have to wonder what's going on in Philly.
We'll go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Jason Kidd. Doris, what's the news there?
There haven't been many players that have the physical prowess of LeBron James, and he knows that this is going to pose a lot of problems for his team. He told me the most amazing thing to him about LeBron was that he has the ability to be a force at virtually any position on the floor, from point guard to center. He can and does do it all, guys.
Thank you, Doris. And so here's Cleveland, following the three by Milwaukee. Just 5 to shoot. Out of bounds, Milwaukee takes possession. Quick hands and the ability to anticipate the opening to create a turnover, so valuable, especially for a guard, as we see two tremendous talents with their ability to steal that ball away.
You know, and John Stockton, the only player to have cracked the 3,000 barrier in terms of career steals. You ask the fans about Stockton, and it's his passing they'll remember. But if you ask the players he's played up against it, they'll tell you it's his defense that was just as sharp.
Here's Towns after the made shot from Greg Monroe. Right side, this is to LeBron. And the dunk by Towns. Bucks leading by 6. Monroe down low. Not this time. His first miss in 3 attempts from the field. Cavaliers have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Wall. James kicks to Towns. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
My, he is so adept at finishing in the low post.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Karl Anthony Towns didn't come into the previous year as the most highly touted prospect, Clark, but his play last year at Kentucky would change that.
No question about it. People knew he was going to be good, Kevin, but few saw him being this good. He showed he could do a little bit of everything as a Kentucky big.
And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Parker. And Cleveland with a change here, too. Shumpert's checked in. Milwaukee in the lead. Middleton the pass to Henson. Feeds it to Carter-Williams. Screen by Monroe. Antetokounmpo dishes to Carter-Williams. That's good. Carter-Williams has got 6.
And guys, with Towns, he is so valuable in every aspect of the game. Really great at both ends of the floor. His defense is as strong as it gets for a first-year player.
Now, here's Wall. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against New York.
And don't forget his unbelievable steal total in that game. I mean, almost to the point they didn't want to bring the ball up the floor. Yeah, good job to take it right at the knee.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. And he had the foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket. And perhaps the biggest plus about Towns is his upside. I mean, he's shown that he can make big strides in his level of play. Already good at shooting from outside and can play either post spot, too.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Miles Plumlee's checked in for Henson. Vasquez comes in for Chris Middleton. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Carter-Williams. Now, here's Antetokounmpo. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Nuggets in Denver.
Yeah, and he also did a great job on the backboards, Kev, and that also was a factor.
Here's Wall after the made shot from Greg Monroe. Whiteside sets the pick for Wall. Kicks it to Whiteside. Whiteside, Wall. 5 to shoot. Here's Towns. Here's Whiteside. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That's foul number 2 for him.
Well, he's got to watch himself now. I mean, that's 2 fouls already, and he can't afford another one.
Bucks leading by 8. Vasquez with it. He feeds it to Monroe. Fader on the way, and he didn't get quite enough under that one.
I think in that situation, it was a nice try to create some space for himself with the fadeaway.
Outside, Wall. Whiteside, a screen on Antetokounmpo. Wall, that's good.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Bucks?
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the open man and getting some easy baskets.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Dellavedova's checked in. He hits both from the stripe.
And what a double-double machine Greg Monroe is becoming. Top 6 for power forwards last season. Top 5 for centers. And his game is only continuing to evolve.
Now here is Smith. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Craig. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe, just maybe.
Well, I don't think it would be a bad idea, Kevin. I mean, they could use all the second chance points they can get.
Dishes it to Dellavedova. And here we go. Here's Towns. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Well, Greg, the thing about Monroe, we knew he was a prolific scorer and a rebounder when he was a 5-star recruit out of high school. So Clark, this is nothing new for him.
I think what you see, Kevin, is the added muscle coming into play and benefiting him. He's just an average athlete, but being stronger makes him more effective.
Well, Milwaukee last year became just the 9th team in NBA history to go from Greg being the worst in the league to a playoff team.
Unbelievable what they accomplished. And they had a tough matchup in the first round with the playoff season Bulls, however. Things didn't go well, but they did get some valuable experience from that effort.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
Well, as you said, guys, I mean, the Bucks struggled early in their series against the Bulls, but they got the momentum and forced a game 6, but then were blown out at home to end the series. Ended up losing by 54. That's right, 54. Wow.
Sanders checked in for Whiteside. There's 1:26 left in the first quarter. Here's Plumlee. No luck. And Cleveland will come the other way.
And as you said, the Bucks lost on their home floor. One thing about that series is the Bucks introduced their new logo. They gave away free playoff tickets to anyone that turned in their old red gear. Not a bad deal in my book.
Cleveland shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. The free throw drops for Towns.
And Jason Kidd has seen a lot of things in his first few years of coaching. Already changed teams once and had some personnel issues, but you cannot deny that he knows how to get the most out of his teams.
And with Kidd, the results on the floor, Greg, speak for themselves. He knows what he wants out of his players, Clark, and he keeps them accountable.
And, you know, having that accountability is what made the Bucks so much better last season. Kidd is still a very young head coach, but I tell you what, he's shown me a bright future in that capacity for himself.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
For Milwaukee, they've gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. And yes, sir, that one drops. Antetokounmpo's got his first 2 points of the night.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now. And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far. They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Here's Dellavedova following the bucket by the Bucks. Outside jumper and out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
And you know what? His mind's playing tricks on him right now because he's not going to live that one down easily.
Here is Bayless. Got a piece of it. And pushing it up is Cleveland again in transition. Here's James. And it's good. Assisting on the play with Dellavedova.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. The Bucks on top, up by 1. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. And we heard from John Henson before the game, a player on the rise. He feels he still has a lot to prove.
Defensively, offensively, I think I'm better offensively than people give me credit for, and I'm stronger than I look. And that's something that I'm trying to prove this year, as I've been proving the last 3 or 4, so it's going to be fun.
Well, it sounds like he still feels like he has something to prove, Greg, but seems to me he's already known for being that kind of guy.
That's a great point. Anybody who plays against him knows he looks plenty strong when you're banging with him. But if he needs to push and motivate himself by playing with a chip on his shoulder, well, a lot of guys have gone a long, long way in this league using that method.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. When you consider how the Bucks are doing, what do you guys think?
How good has the ball movement been here? Just absolutely terrific.
Boy, that kind of timely passing, Greg, really fun to watch.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. Throwing out the wings, it's Shumpert and LeBron. Downs is out there with Sanders. And it's Dellavedova in at the one.
Just no chance for the smaller defender to block that shot.
He's really, really good at using his size to free himself up for those mid-range jumpers. A master.
Here's Dellavedova. Following the score by John Henson. Pass to James. Three-pointer. They get it again.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Carter Williams, an amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Carter Williams has got 8.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Dellavedova kicks to Towns. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Sanders. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Ilyasova, he's checked in for Cleveland. Ball comes in from Matthew Dellavedova. Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22 and 19 away from home.
The Cavaliers trail by 4. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. All passes to Shumpert. In the corner, it's James. Outside, Wall. 5 to shoot. From deep, Ilyasova. That's good. And so Wall with the assist.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Already he's looking at his 3rd foul. I think the coach will probably look to sit him down until the 3rd quarter.
And so the ball out of bounds. Henson touched it last.
Kevin, I've got a chance now to look at where the Cavaliers ranked in the NBA last season. 5th in three-point field goal percentage. 8th in scoring. And they were a top 10 team in field goal shooting. Pretty impressive.
And talking about their three-point percentage, really a hallmark, I think, of successful offenses in today's NBA. And they use that shot to a devastating effect all season long.
LeBron, no good.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Now here's Carter Williams. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Nuggets in Denver. Antetokounmpo dishes to Middleton. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Now here's Wall. 8 points for him. LeBron sets the screen for Wall. To the paint. And James throws it down.
Great pass. John Wall is really good at finding the open man.
The Bucks have gone a perfect 4 of 4 since the second quarter began. Perfect from the field. Here's Antetokounmpo. Second shot opportunity, and it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
And, you know, you hear everybody talking about Giannis's potential. I mean, look at the athleticism coupled with his measurables. I mean, that is just off the chart.
For Giannis, it's not just his physique and length. Clark, he moves insanely well for a guy that size.
Yeah, Giannis also might not be done growing, Kevin. Right. How scary is that? I mean, you know, he could be a legit 7-foot shooting guard when it's all said and done. That would be something to see.
4 on the clock. Parker with the steal. Now the Bucks moving it up. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Shumpert with it. Now guarded by Middleton. Here's Wall. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. It's going to be on Michael Carter-Williams.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there. Earned those free throws.
I think all three of us agree John Wall, a tremendous all-around player.
Outstanding. Speed was what jumped out at me most when I saw him first at Kentucky. Now he's been able to harness that speed as a pro, and he makes plays that very few can make as a point guard.
He gives you a lot of different looks, doesn't
He sure does.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. 9 points in the game so far. 5 on the clock. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Antetokounmpo's got 9 points in the quarter.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Screen by Sanders. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting two.
And guys, John Wall, obviously one of the most electrifying players to enter the league in some time. Unreal body control, tremendous width and athleticism for a point guard. And that's one of the reasons he gets so many steals, blocks, and rebounds. All the extra things from his position that really add up.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Miles Plumlee's checked in for Henson. Monroe comes in for Antetokounmpo, and Jared Bayless subbed in for Chris Middleton. And it's Monroe finishing it off.
That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
And so here's Cleveland following the bucket by the Bucks. And Towns gets it to go.
And, you know, guys, for Wall, the one thing he's still ironing out is his shooting stroke. It looks better every year, but doesn't necessarily go in more often, especially from three. But even if he never becomes a great shooter, I think he'll remain one of the game's best all-around talents.
Carter-Williams can't get it to go.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
And he'll be the first to tell you, Greg, that's one he should have knocked down. Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Milwaukee making a switch. Vasquez comes in. Here's Vasquez. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. The feed to Monroe. Parker drives in. And the rejection by James. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. Hey, Clark, while we have a moment, let's show you the list of players who put up the most points last year. LeBron James third.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long. And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
Now here's Wall. 10 points for him. Back to LeBron. Right side a screen. To the middle. Deflects the pass. One-on-one here. Here's Bayless. And the rejection by LeBron. He kicks it to Towns. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
Man, I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Here's Vasquez following the score by Cleveland. Plumlee, no luck. Outside, Wall. 1:44 left here in the second.
And you talk about momentum. That sort of action delivers a type of energy to your team that you just can't quantify.
You know what? I'm going to quantify it right now, Clark. And this is a close game, and that was something special.
And really, in a game, you guys, in a game like this, though, when you have a chance to send a message, you do. And boy, did he ever on that play.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Milwaukee with the ball. Following the miss by J.R. Smith. And Plumlee kicks to Bayless. That's good. And now a 5-point Milwaukee lead.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Pass to LeBron. This one for 3. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Wall's got 4 assists now tonight.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Now here's Vasquez. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Plumlee.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
The Cavaliers have gone 8 of 14 in the second quarter on field goal attempts. And Wall kicks to James. Back to Wall. And it's sent back by Plumlee. Smith wide open. He fires. Smith missing again.
Boy, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
Inside, out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
5 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Here's Wall. He nails it, and we're tied up. Wall's got 14.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
And that'll do it for the first half. Game time. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, with LeBron and another dominant first half, how do you measure the balance between riding your hot hand and making sure the other guys around you are finding their rhythm?
We just got to be aggressive. All of us, including myself, got to continue to be aggressive in the second half.
LeBron, thank you. Kevin, they can't stand around and just watch him.
Thank you so much, Doris. Great interview as always. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with the second half of basketball shortly.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Hope you've been enjoying the excitement so far. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. What a game it has been for Greg Monroe. He had 14 points and 3 rebounds. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
Well, quite simply, their bench showed up tonight. And when I say showed up, I'm talking about on the offensive end because they were scoring in bunches. Now, you want your reserves to just at least come in and hold the fort, but they did way more than that tonight.
Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
What impressed me the most was the effort they put into the offensive glass. The second chance points really added up for them. Fighting through box outs, battling for position, they owned the offensive boards.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk at you again.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
Talk about a terrific game for Monroe. He has 14 points, and he's getting it done on the glass, too.
You're right, Clark. He's done some real nice work on the inside.
Cavaliers shooting an efficient 53% from the field.
And guys, the first year for David Blatt, he was second-guessed at every turn. And that happens when you are picked to make the finals, but also when you coach LeBron James.
Carter Williams is the point with Middleton at the 2. Greg Monroe is out there with Jabari Parker. And it's Henson in at the center position. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. Middleton, Smith with the defensive effort.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And, guys, anytime it's real tight, you're looking for something that could be potentially a momentum builder. And that's exactly what that play looks to be.
And for Black, Greg, everyone did wonder if he would be the right fit early. As the season wore on and the Cavs got tougher, those questions, Clark, went away.
Yeah, and I think most people forget that he's an iconic coaching legend overseas.
Good point, yeah.
So coaching is coaching. Sure, it's not the NBA, but this guy brought a pedigree and resume that was quite substantial.
Now here's Wall. Pass to LeBron. Wide open. And Henson pulls it down. Clark shooting has been beyond great up until now. How about 57% from the field overall? And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker. And so here's Cleveland. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Detroit, where they'll face the Pistons. That'll be the third game of this 3-game road trip. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. A chance here now for a 3-point play.
Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Yeah, and that's important because this game may ultimately come down to which team controls the paint in crunch time.
We've seen John Wall handling his business. He has 17 points, and the contribution from the line for him, he's made 5 free throws.
And he hasn't been afraid to draw a little bit of contact on his way to the basket. Some guys shy away from that.
It's been a cold spell for them coming out of the half, missing their first 3 shots. A tough start.
And LeBron gets it to go with the assist by Smith. Now it's a 5-point Cavalier lead. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Carter Williams against Wall. Unloads from 13. And it comes off the front of the rim.
That's a big donut, folks, here. Start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
And here's a look at the stats for Smith, how he performed last season. He was around 12 points per game last year. 2 assists and 3 rebounds. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
And all indications are that he's been working hard on his game. It just hasn't shown up in the box score yet.
Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for Milwaukee. Here's Carter Williams. 8 points for him. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. They double him with LeBron. Henson the basket, Carter Williams. 6 to shoot. Monroe. And a great assist by Carter Williams as that one goes in. Carter Williams has got 6 assists in the game. One thing about Greg Monroe, he is a highly skilled big.
He really is. I love the fact that he can do so much. He can post you up, he can pop out and knock down the 15-footer. He's an outstanding passer, and at his size, those are skills that have served him and his teams well.
Middleton on the wing. To the inside. It's taken away by Smith. And here we go. Fast break. James has got it. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Over to the left wing. A shot by Carter Williams. Nobody around. Offline with his 3. Wall against Antetokounmpo. Wall dishes to Towns. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities. And the Bucks arguably were the best story in the Eastern Conference last year. How about going from the bottom of the barrel to a 6th-place finish in that Eastern Conference?
Now, here is Monroe. He's got 18. Carter Williams with it. He's picked up by Wall. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And for the Bucks, a lot of their improvement came, Greg, as you're talking about, in their play against the Eastern Conference. They went 30-22, Clark, against the rest of the conference.
A nice step for a young team, but you look at it more closely. Basically, the Bucks beat teams they should have beaten, but you know, Kevin, the good teams do that consistently, so a good step for them. So, timeout called here, the first for Cleveland. Clark, when you take a look at John Henson, you see one thing, length. Yeah, a lot of it, too. I mean, he measures 6'9" with a 7'5" wingspan at the 2012 NBA Combine. His standing reach is actually 3.5 inches greater than that of Anthony Davis. Wow.
Wow is right.
And talking about Henson, obviously the great length helps him as a shot blocker. The young center is also very quick off his feet. He's averaged around 2.5 blocks a game over the past 2 seasons. He's also been contributing some as a rebounder, though really needs to add some weight to kind of take it to that next step.
Sanders checked in for the Cavaliers. Shumpert comes in for LeBron. And he's good on the second.
Getting back to Henson, last year was an odd one for him. I mean, he was starting. Then in February, he was benched in favor of Zaza Pachulia. That might be a hint to Henson that he needs to put a little more work into his game to maintain a place in the rotation.
Now, here's Wall. 17 points in the game. Now here's Towns, defended by Henson. Shot clock at 3. Here's Smith. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Oh, and here we go. Antetokounmpo. Nobody back. Rejected by Wall. Up the floor. Now the dish to Towns. Right side, Wall. And at the top of the key, Towns. And there's the pass to Shumpert. Smith for 3. And Michael Carter-Williams gets the whistle that time. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Jared Bayless has checked in for Milwaukee.
Checking in for Milwaukee, Jared Bayless.
Here's Wall. Stolen by Henson. Now Bayless. No luck. Shumpert with some nice D.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Yeah, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
Cleveland leading by 7. Feeds it to Sanders. Down low, Towns, and he dunks it down.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
Antetokounmpo can't get it to go.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions here.
It's tipped. Stolen by Henson. Now Bayless. Doubled by Smith. Here's Antetokounmpo. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Outside, Wall. On the wing, Shumpert. The 3. Antetokounmpo pulls it in.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Carter-Williams kicks to Bayless. Back to Carter-Williams. Henson, a screen on Wall. A shot by Middleton, wide open. The basket good off the assist from Carter-Williams. Carter-Williams has got assist number 8 now on the night. Timeout called the Cavaliers.
You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
You mentioned, GA, the Cavs and their comebacks. They actually overcame double-digit deficits for 13 of their 53 wins last year.
Yeah, and Kevin, I remember their biggest one being a comeback after being down 17 points. I mean, but when you have the star power that the Cavs have, no comeback is out of the question. You're just never safe against this team.
And some changes here for the Bucks. Plumlee comes in for John Henson, and it's Vasquez in for Michael Carter-Williams. Cleveland also making some changes. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Towns. James comes in for Smith, and it's Rush in for Shumpert. Now here's Sanders. Plumlee with the rebound.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
And checking out some stats for LeBron James. He's coming off an excellent season. Averaged about 25 points per game, 7 assists and 6 rebounds. And impressive numbers, no doubt. It's the kind of run we've come to expect from him.
Synergy. All elements working together. The game is coming easy to him right now.
The Bucks making a switch here. Parker's checked in. And here's Wall. 17 points in the game. Sanders with a screen on Antetokounmpo. And Rush kicks to Wall. Cleveland moving the ball around. Shot clock at 6. Wall draws the double. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Rush gets the bucket.
That's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
You just cannot allow the offense to have that quality of a look each and every possession.
Here is Wall. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. Plumlee with the steal. And now Parker pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. And it's 6 points for Jabari Parker. Cleveland's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Screen by Sanders. Off the screen. And Parker with the block. Milwaukee, another fast break opportunity here. Vasquez can't get it to go. Cleveland leading by 7. Ilyasova passes to Wall. It's tipped. Parker with the steal. 1:15 left in the third quarter. Off target at the rim. Cavaliers have gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the third. Some pretty nice work. Ilyasova dishes to Wall. LeBron outside. Over to the left wing. 6 to shoot. Shoots a fader. Puts up the baby hook. And Ilyasova kicks to Sanders. Wall and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And I think everyone knew the Bucks would be much improved last season. But to see the jump into the middle of the playoff picture, I think that took everybody by surprise.
For the Bucks, their improvement, usually you see incremental progress. Even after losing key players, Clark, they shot up the standings.
And part of that, Kevin, was just growing as a team, coming together, and also improving the roster. Another part was that they were better than their record showed 2 years ago. Player development is part of the improvement.
Now here's Vasquez. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Greg, and that's been the key to this lead. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Yeah, you've got to make sure your feet are set when you set those screens, or they're going to call that on you.
Well, I thought maybe he was set. I know that's a difficult call to make, but I think they might have missed that one.
Kicks to Bayless. The basket good off the assist from Carter-Williams. Bayless has got 6 points.
That was a nice finish to an excellent possession. That was a good time to call a timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
Timeout called, Cleveland. 5 seconds left to play here in the third. And here's Wall outside. And we've reached the end of the third. Cavaliers lead by 7. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Bucks trail by 7. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Downs is out there with J.R. Smith. Then there's Iman Shumpert. Then there's Whiteside, and it's Jefferson in at the 2-guard spot. The try by Monroe. They get it back. Carter Williams can't get it to go.
That's a huge part of what they want to do defensively. Limit his easy chances inside.
And Shumpert kicks to Towns. He dishes it to Smith. Whiteside a screen. Pass to Towns. 6 on the shot clock. They double in with Middleton. The feed now to Whiteside. Outside Jefferson. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Carter Williams, the pass to Middleton. And a great assist by Carter Williams as that one goes in. Carter Williams has got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. The Cavaliers leading by 4. Outside Shumpert. He feeds it to Towns, puts up the baby hook, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And listen, Cleveland were the favorites to win the Central Division last season. High expectations given they finished 3rd in the Central in 2014. But that's just what adding LeBron can do for a team.
Cleveland did win the Central, as you alluded to, won 11 in-division games against what was a very tough division.
No easy opponents in that Central Division last year. 3 teams in the playoffs, and 1 was knocking on the door. The Cavs did what they needed to do to bring home the banner.
Now here's Parker. In by Monroe, and it's blocked by Whiteside. And he's able to get it back. And it goes out of bounds. And last touch by Carter Williams. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Here's James. Pass to Whiteside. Dishes it to Shumpert. Towns sets the pick for Shumpert. Off the screen, and Parker with the block. And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here. And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Jabari Parker. And here are the Cavaliers now. Just 2 to shoot. Here's James. He frames it as the shot clock ticks down. LeBron's got 19 points.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. And it's a 10-point Cleveland lead.
Way too many shots in close, and he's got to get his guys to cut that down in terms of points in the paint.
Clearly the reason for the timeout, Greg. I mean, he wants his guys to toughen up inside and start protecting the rim.
Timeout called the Bucks. Some people think LeBron's athleticism, Clark, has declined over the last few years. He might be the first to admit he still looks terrific, though.
Well, he's, you know, that's a natural progression for any player,
Sure.
even if you are LeBron. But he's still an elite athlete by NBA standards.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Jason Kidd was saying to his team. He was emphatic. We're not getting it done, fellas. We've simply got to step up, get engaged, and try to battle back. Guys, we'll see if the pep talk gets them going.
And remember the quote from LeBron on the subject. Obviously, I'm not the 18-year-old kid that I was before, but I can still do the things I need to be successful. And we're seeing the shots start to fall for them now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this has been an extremely efficient second half for them up to this point.
He lobs up the alley-oop pass, an emphatic alley-oop jam.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly. And, you know, LeBron was just so far ahead of everyone in the league when he was young. I mean, even a LeBron who has lost a step is more athletic than 95% of our league.
Now here's Middleton. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. And the rejection by James.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today. There's a glaring discrepancy between these teams in that area of the game.
And it's been the difference. That's what's enabled them to build such a big lead, no doubt about it.
Antetokounmpo dishes to Carter Williams. Makes it off the glass. The Cavaliers leading by 10. James left side. And so the ball's out of bounds. Middleton touched it last.
You know what? A low percentage pass on that one, but sometimes it's worth the risk.
Well, that time the risk did not pay off because it was well defended.
Puts it up off the inbound. On the wing, James. Antetokounmpo defending. Just 5 on the clock. And Shumpert kicks to Jefferson. Can't get it to go. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Talk about being on his game. Look at the numbers for Carter Williams. He has 12 points and 10 assists also. He's been tough on the inside and displayed great vision with his passing, too.
And you know what? He is the total package today, giving them a little bit of everything.
First one falls for him.
And when it comes to Michael Carter Williams, guys, I feel like people either love him or they don't buy him at all. I mean, he has the size. He's a good athlete. He plays hard. But he's also had some injuries, and he's been very inconsistent at times.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Smith comes in for Jefferson. And John Wall subbed in for Iman Shumpert. Well, going back to Michael Carter Williams, he is a polarizing prospect. For example, Greg, when you played the position, he gives you a lot of assists, but he also averages over 4 turnovers a game. That was just last year.
Yeah, that's true. And he gives you plenty of rebounds and steals as well. But sometimes the shot also, Kevin, not necessarily where you like it to be. At times he couldn't throw a rock in the ocean. This guy just really struggled. But the talent is there. It's just going to take some time for him to mature. And the jury's really still out on him.
Bucks trail by 10. To the paint. Here's Henson. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
And the Cavaliers with possession here. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. And Wall kicks to Towns. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
Hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Now here's Carter Williams. Rejected by Wall. But they get it there. To the middle. Ball's knocked loose. Now here's Towns. Defended by Middleton. James, the pass to Wall. Out to Smith. Pass to LeBron. Cleveland moving the ball around. And the dunk by Towns.
I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
Bucks have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Carter Williams kicks to Henson, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Here's Henson. Lead pass was put in just the right spot.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
It's Wall with the drive. Oh.
Boy, you got to build a wall around the bucket to keep this man down.
You know, Clark, and even then, he might just go over it.
He could.
Look at this. Check out the elevation he gets.
Wow, I tell you, I just cannot get enough of those kind of plays. What a rim wrecker.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
He's been attacking the rim with reckless abandon. They're searching for answers. Some way they got to figure out how to contain him.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Jason Kidd was saying to his team. He told his guys that their offense needed to run through Monroe. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. Likely the final major changes to their game plan as they try to make a late comeback here in the 4th. Kevin, back to you.
And thank you for that, Doris. Wall against Carter Williams. All with it. They set the pick. To the inside. Towns.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half has been nothing but success for them there.
Yeah, taking full advantage from the charity stripe. They've yet to miss here in the second.
Guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for Cleveland?
They've been penetrating with a certain amount of ease, guys, just as much in this half as the first.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs. And, you know, the Bucks took a nice step by making it to the playoffs last season, but their ultimate goal is to win the division. They'll need to play better against the rest of the division in order to do that.
The Cavaliers leading by 10. Here is Wall. James dishes the Wall. Stolen by Henson. Antetokounmpo kicks to Middleton. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
Yeah, they brought the sandpaper edge to their attack, really fighting and scrapping inside. A lot of grit and grind with these guys.
Here's Carter Williams. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Carter Williams has got 10 points now just in this quarter. Wall against Carter Williams. And Wall kicks to Towns. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Henson. Smith against Antetokounmpo. Carter Williams, the pass to Middleton. Rejected by Wall. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. And the Bucks making a change here. Parker's checked in. Timeout called the Bucks. They're down by 8. 1:03 left here in the fourth quarter. Left in the fourth quarter, and that one's good.
They ran that inbounds play perfectly there to get the quick hitter.
The Cavaliers have gone 8 of 11 from the field in the final period. Great shooting down the stretch. And Wall kicks to James. LeBron is doubled. Back to Wall. It's stolen by Carter Williams.
Time definitely not on their side.
They need a very quick bucket, a real quick one.
And that's an intentional foul. This may be their most important possession.
No doubt about it. As long as they don't make any major mistakes, this one's in the bag. Just no let up, guys. They just keep coming at you.
Well, this lead is too big to overcome. I'm going out on the limb right now. There's just not enough time left on the clock to make up the ground they have to make up. Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You look at what Middleton has done so far. He has 8 points. He's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of 3-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. .30 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And so they foul intentionally. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And he ends up missing both free throws. On offense here with the Bucks. They're on a 14-6 run. And it's Parker in the corner. A 3-ball. Carter Williams can't get it to go. Oh, and here comes Wall all alone. The big dunk at the end of the break.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Timeout called the Bucks. They're behind by 6. 11 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
And I'm not sure the 2-point bucket does much here. I think they got to go for 3.
Yeah, it's no-brainer, partner. I mean, that's their only choice. Shoot the 3 and hopefully get it down and then foul.
Here's Carter Williams. Middleton inside the 3-point line. Count. They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late-game free throws are a lot different than early-game free throws in terms of making them.
And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. Here's Monroe. Misses there. And so it's Cleveland winning this one. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you. But they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Hi, Kevin. Well, LeBron, after a first half that looked like it could go either way, what was the difference maker down the stretch in this game?
Well, defensively, we stepped up. That's what it's all about with our team. We know if we get stops, we get a better opportunity to get a win and execute offensively.
LeBron, thank you. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, John Wall. He had a double-double and made a huge difference tonight. He never let up, and his performance really inspired the rest of his team. What are your thoughts, Shaq, on his game tonight?
There are two type of point guards, Ernie. Kenny would know nothing about that. He shot the ball every time he touched it. Anyway, the guys who keep everyone involved and the guys who could do it all for themselves. He's a great distributor. He's always going to get his assists, but when they need someone to take over, Wall's the guy.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.
Yeah. I realize this. I realize this. Respect this here. Check. I'm from where the hammers rung, news cameras never come. You and your man's hung in every verse in your rhyme. Where the was slung, vanish every summer. Where the blue vans would come, we throw the work in the can and run. Where the plans were to get funded, skate up the set to achieve this goal quick. Faced with immeasurable odds, still I gave straight bets. Someone felt the most something and you nothing. Check. I'm from the other side where other guys don't walk too much. And girls from the projects went and said we talk too much. So they ran up the time cause they thought them dudes to trust. I don't know what the they foul just like us. I'm from where the beef is inevitable, summertime's unforgettable. Boosters in abundance, buy half price sweater new. Your word was everything, so everything you said you do, you did it. Couldn't talk about it if you ain't living. I'm from where pull your card and argue all day about who's the best MCs, Biggie, Jay-Z and Nas. With Z-Bob and thugs are at odds. At each other's throats for the love of foreign cars. The catch cases, hoping the judge R&Rs. But most times find themselves locked up behind bars, that all. I'm from where they ball and breed rhyme stars. I'm from Marcy, son. Just thought I'd remind y'all. Cough up a lung where I'm from, Marcy, son. Ain't nothing nice in many places, but I'm Brooklyn's own. Cough up a lung where I'm from, Marcy, son. Ain't nothing nice in many places, but I'm Brooklyn's own. Cough up a lung where I'm from, Marcy, son. Ain't nothing nice in many places, but I'm Brooklyn's own. Cough up a lung where I'm from, Marcy, son. Ain't nothing nice.
So where you from?
I'm from the place where the church is the flakiest. Praying to God so long that they atheists. Where you can't put your vest away and say you wear it tomorrow, cause the day after we'll be saying, I was just with him yesterday. I'm a block away from, not enough away from straight. Yeah. You're laughing, you know the place well, with the base well. And government, politic they sells. When we call the cops to 18, cause they hop out of vans and spray things. And life expectancy so low, we making our wheels at 18s. Well, how you get rid of guys who step out of line, your rep solidifies. So tell me, when I rap, you think I could criticize? If this flies, God strike me. And I got a question, are you forgiving guys who live just like me? We never know. One day I prayed to you and said if I ever blow, I let them know the stakes and exactly what takes place in the ghetto. Promise fulfilled, still I feel my job ain't done. Cough up a lung where I'm from, Marcy, son, ain't nothing nice. Cough up a lung where I'm from, Marcy, son, ain't nothing nice. In many places, but I'm Brooklyn's own. Cough up a lung where I'm from, Marcy, son, ain't nothing nice. In many places, but I'm Brooklyn's own. Cough up a lung where I'm from, Marcy, son, ain't nothing nice. In many places, but I'm Brooklyn's own. Cough up a lung where I'm from, Marcy, son, ain't nothing nice. Check. I'm from where they cross over and clap boards. Lost Jehovah in place of rap laws. Listen, I'm up the block, round the corner and down the street from where the me. We make $1 million off of beats, cause our stories is deep. And tomorrow, long as the night before was sweet. Get lost for weeks in the street, twisted off. And no matter the weather, know how to draw heat. Whether you're 4 feet or a new size, it always starts out with 3 dice and shoot the 5. Thought they deuce was live, then I hit them with trips. Then I reach down for their money, Paul. Forget about this. This time around it's platinum, like the on my wrist. And this on my waist, y'all can't do about this. To show you love, that's how they fool thugs. Before you know it, you're lying in the pool of Cough up a lung where I'm from, Marcy, son, ain't nothing nice. In many places, but I'm Brooklyn's own. Cough up a lung where I'm from, Marcy, son, ain't nothing nice. In many places, but I'm Brooklyn's own. Cough up a lung where I'm from, Marcy, son, ain't nothing nice. In many places, but I'm Brooklyn's own. Cough up a lung where I'm from, Marcy, son, ain't nothing nice.
Check it out. Never knew a friend till I met a foe. Till I met. Never knew pain till I met the game. Never had a real team that could win the rain. Never knew what a friend could do. Never knew I'd be bruised all black and blue. With my back to the wall. Scrap with my dogs. Rap with my dogs. Cat with my dogs. Fly with me in the land. Oakland, Los Angeles. Real homies never turn to run. Even if a youngster don't wanna pull them. Even if a youngster don't wanna meet the sun. We gon' rep to the death where the roots is from.
Each day's another change. My homies stay the same. Like feeling strange, cause this world's getting so deranged. Each day's another change. My homies stay the same. Like feeling strange, cause this world's getting so deranged. I'm with my homies, yeah. 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 I'm with my homies, yeah.
Real homies stand and struggle. I know you came to hustle, grit your teeth and clench your knuckles. We didn't come to fight, we came to get you. You won't live with me till we die, that's how homies ride. No need for consternation, gather the congregation. I'm rocking for my nation, to get that spirit raising. To all my cousins and my cliques, family and folks. We gotta ride out till we break up all them hundreds folks.
Each day's another change, my homies stay the same. Like feeling strange, cause this world's getting so deranged. Each day's another change, my homies stay the same. Like feeling strange, cause this world's getting so deranged. I'm with my homies, yeah. 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 I'm with my homies.
It's the 2 pregame show.
I'm Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. This NBA season rocking right along, and we're loving every minute of it. And on tap tonight, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Toronto Raptors.
The crowd is assembled at the Air Canada Centre, looking for a Raptors victory here in Toronto. And we've got it live right here on 2K Sports. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And, of course, C.J. McCollum. Despite what he brought to this team in his absence, they've really taken off.
As shocked as people are that they would trade away a player of his caliber, Kevin, they didn't just let him go for nothing. They got a lot in return. I think it's a deal that's going to really help them down the road.
And that's the idea. You know, you want to build a foundation on which this team can continue to move upward. So certainly some fans unhappy to see him go, but fans will be patient, and they also continue to be fans.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Towns is out there with Sanders, and it's Wall in at the 1. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Boy, once again, the Raptors were able to put forth a really strong year. You know, the national media recognized it, and the Raptors picked up more and more of the spotlight marquee games as a result.
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession. And so it's Cleveland with it. It's a three-point game. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when the team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J. Well, for a long time, Greg, the Raptors didn't have a lot of nationally broadcast games in the U.S. Seemed like a forgotten team at times, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you know what? A playoff drop is one of the ways that ended that factor. Also, the team plays an exciting brand of basketball. They're a division winner to go along with that, so you start adding those things up, and you see why the Raptors continue to get more and more coverage nationally.
Here's Wall, following the score by DeMar DeRozan. James dishes to Towns. Back to James. And it's Wall at the elbow. 6 on the shot clock. LeBron kicks to Towns. The 9-foot shot. No good. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
Probably their poorest defensive effort all season long. I mean, at home, that kind of D is not going to cut it. Never mind when you're on the road.
Hey, I don't know, guys. This may be all speculation. Perhaps they had a bad flight into town the night before, and we all know a rough flight in can lead to turbulence on the court.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in, and the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Dwayne Casey. He knows they've got to really dig in defensively, facing a very talented offense. He said if you let them get going, they can run off a big lead and really put you behind the 8 ball. We've got to be disciplined, work together, and be prepared to make second, third, and fourth efforts. Whatever it takes to get a stop, that's what we'll have to do. Kevin, we'll see if they can get a win in this, their first matchup of the season.
All right, Doris, they're probably well aware of the firepower they're up against here.
You know, it sounds like it. I mean, their coach knows how tough it is to slow this team down, and he wants to make sure his guys understand that as well.
Yeah, I guarantee he got his point across when prepping them for this one. He focused clearly on their absolute toughest effort defensively.
Lowry with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. Here's DeRozan. And he makes good on the layup. DeRozan's got 6. And one thing about DeMar DeRozan, such sweet mid-range jump shooting accuracy. It was his bread and butter in college, and Greg, the same here in the pros.
And he gets tremendous lift going up, really squares himself to the rim and releases it quickly. Almost an impossible shot to defend.
4 on the clock, and plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up.
You know, you look at DeRozan. I mean, he wants to expand his game. He's been working on a three-point shot, but hit only 28% from behind the arc last season. That's not going to help you win on the biggest stages.
And speaking of DeRozan, if he wants to expand his game, I think he should actually take it further inside than outside. He has the size, the strength, the leaping ability to succeed at the rim, and that could improve his field goal accuracy, which at 41% is much more a product of shot selection than his ability to make shots.
Now here's Towns. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Great pass. John Wall is really good at finding the open man.
Outside DeRozan. Now the feed to Patterson. Here's Lowry. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
And they really took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
Exactly. 2 top teams in the conference. They want to continue that success this season as they look long-term towards playoff seeding.
Yeah, just used his strength there to get the post position without much fight from the defense.
Yeah, I think he's got to do a much better job next time of just bodying up. Get some muscle into him.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Damari Carroll. Raptors trail by 4. Lowry with the ball. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Clippers in Los Angeles.
And how about how opportunistic he was defensively? Steal after steal for him in that game just showed the quickness of his hands and anticipation.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
And Paul slams it home.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Toronto with the ball. The Cavaliers making the shot. And DeRozan. Here we go. Cut the bucket. DeRozan's got 10 points in the game.
The points just keep coming for him this quarter. And just at the right time, too, as they try to narrow the deficit.
LeBron outside. And stolen by Patterson. Lowry against Wall. Lowry kicks to Dellavedova. The dish to Valanciunas. Outside Lowry. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots from the baseline. No good. And Cleveland will come the other way. Look at that jam! I mean, just beautiful.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Complete domination. What a game for DeRozan. He's already up to 10 points and 1 steal as well. You talk about being on, he's been it. Not even 1 missed shot so far.
This is superhuman stuff we're seeing today, guys.
And some changes here for the Raptors. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Johnson comes in for Patrick Patterson. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Kyle Lowry.
There's not a lot you can say that hasn't been said before about his skill at the charity stripe.
Here's Wall. Oh! Putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
I tell you what, Mama always said, if you got it, flaunt it.
Let it fly. Let it fly.
Mama said that, huh? So here's score, following the score by Cleveland. From 11 feet away, makes a big high bounce and goes in. Scoa's got his first points of the game.
Not much defense to speak of yet here, guys.
Nope, it's been all offense, fellas, all the time here early.
Ball passes to Towns. Cleveland moving the ball around. Crafty move. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
With the aggression they're showing early on, I mean, they're driving it to the hoop with authority and force.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Whiteside's checked in.
He can't miss.
At least not on those first 6 attempts, Greg. He is scorching out there. Flamethrower.
Here's Wall. 11 points in the game. Smith kicks to James. There's the pick. Back to Wall. Free throw line jump shot. The shot will not go. And Toronto will come the other way. Pass to DeRozan. Johnson with it. Now guarded by Towns. Screen by Scoa. Dishes to DeRozan. And a great job by the D contesting that shot and forcing the miss. They can trade 2 for 1 here.
Would be the right move, I believe, right now.
It's Wall with the draw. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Fast break. Here come the Raptors. And he gets it to go.
Wow, fired that bounce pass in there. Beautiful.
Cavaliers leading. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. They set the pick. Out to Smith. Three-pointer. Rebound by Dellavedova. Pass to DeRozan. From deep. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Cavaliers on top, leading by just 2. We'll be back shortly live from the Air Canada Centre in downtown Toronto. And John Wall, a multiple All-Star in this league. But make no mistake, his focus is squarely on team success. Wall's the kind of guy that has his eye on the prize all the time, and the less emphasis he places on his own goals, I think, Greg, the better he seems to get.
That's a great point. And Kevin, he is a man on a mission at this point in his career. Only one thing is going to satisfy him, and that's chasing that ring.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And taking a look at the Cavaliers' performance here, what do you guys see?
You know, you can tell right now this team's on the same page. They are right where they want to be offensively.
Well, finding scores on time and on target with your passing. It makes scoring the ball easy for him.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Sanders out there with Towns, and it's Wall in at the point. While there's a chance, let's show you the teams that have thrived on the fast break. this season. The Cavaliers' fifth.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the athletes to run the break all game long. So that's their edge. They're always looking to take advantage.
Toronto shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
You know, their percentages dropped off just a little bit compared to last year, guys, but it's not a huge drop-off, so no major concern.
And for the Cavaliers, their shooting has been just outrageous, 64% from the field to this point. Towns sets the pick for Wall. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And that's foul number 2. Maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Toronto with the ball. They've got the Wizards ahead of them for the next game. It's in Washington. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. And it's Lowry penetrating. Valanciunas dishes to Dellavedova. Screened by Valanciunas. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. Dellavedova's got 4 this quarter.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that. He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
Scola sets a screen for Lowry. Cavaliers with the rebound.
Boy, last season, Hassan Whiteside made a huge splash in the NBA. Big blocks, big rebound totals. But he had some head-scratching moments as well. Missed his share of action due to suspensions.
Here's Rush. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Lowry passes to Scola. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for Toronto.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
And, G.A., as you said with Whiteside, his fiery attitude flared up a few times last season, and it hurt his team more than once in Miami.
No doubt. It's something that he has got to work on. I mean, he's proven that he can be a big-time player in this league, but he can't have the mental lapses that get him tossed from games and hurt his team.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
He's definitely shaken up. They're using the timeout to let their trainer take a look at it.
Patterson, he's checked in for the Raptors. Then for the Cavaliers, Ilyasova, he's checked in for Towns. Pondexter comes in for Smith. And it's Powell in for Brandon Rush. Whiteside kicks to Wall. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Wall's got it all tied up now for the Cavs.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
Screened by Valanciunas. Carroll dishes to Lowry. Whiteside sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. So it's Toronto now. Shot clock at 3. Just his first attempt. Misses off the left iron.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
And Ilyasova kicks to Wall. Charity stripe shot. Powell, the pass to Wall. Cleveland moving it around. On deep, Ilyasova.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down. Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
All with it. Lowry picks him up. Outside, Wall. He kicks it to Ilyasova. The jump hook. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Ilyasova's got his first basket of the night. Cavs were poised to make a huge run last year in the playoffs. Swept the Celtics in the first round, but it cost them.
Yeah, even though they did get that jet sweep. They lose Kevin Love for the rest of the way, and that put a big hurdle in their quest for the title.
The Cavaliers have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. To the paint. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. And it's a 4-point Cleveland lead. Raptors shooting at 46%, making some buckets. And the Raptors call time here. In the last few years, the Toronto fans have made a strong case for being the loudest in the league. And Greg, you know, the Air Canada Center can sound like a 60,000 capacity crowd during the playoffs.
It is really unreal. It gives the Raptors a huge advantage here at home. Toronto and Canada will always be hockey first, but they love their Raptors here in the North.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Here's Dellavedova. 6 points for him. Back to Valanciunas. It's blocked. In transition, here come the Cavaliers. Wall's running. Raptors trail by 4.
You know, the Raptors were top 5 in attendance last season as well. I mean, fans had plenty to cheer about as the team finished with 27 home wins on the year.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
And the Raptor franchise record for home wins is 30, set back in 07. And you get the feeling with the way the crowd gets into it, that record won't stand much longer.
One thing about Kyle Lowry, he has a bulldog mentality. We saw that from his days at Villanova.
No question about that, and I love that about him. He's very simple, not really flashy, just consistently beats the rock. He wears his opponents down.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Larry Sanders is checked in for Whiteside. LeBron comes in for Quincy Pondexter. And Shumpert in there for John Wall. Time now for an injury report.
Thanks, Kevin. I just talked with the Cavaliers' head athletic trainer. He told me that it doesn't look too serious. That is going to make things very hard on them in what is still a very young season. Hopefully, as early as it is, he has time to recover and help this team down the road. Guys?
All right, Doris, and hopefully everything works out for him.
You know, pro trainers have so much available to them at their disposal. If it's nothing serious, he'll be back.
They set the pick. And Patterson kicks to Dellavedova. And a miss there on the triple.
And talking about Lowry, going to Toronto was a godsend for him. I mean, he had clashed with a number of coaches early in his career. His hard-headedness had been working against him. But in Toronto, he learned how to buy into a system and save the wrath for his opponent. Oh, man, still a goose egg for him in the scoring column.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Valanciunas. Well, as you... A lot of offense in the NBA is being generated from the small forward position this season. Here are the league's best at that position. LeBron James second.
A lot of the NBA's most explosive players man that small forward position, and you're looking at a pretty good collection of them right there.
Well, I would go beyond pretty good, Greg. I mean, they are special players at the offensive end. Impossible to defend in any kind of conventional way. I mean, you've got to be creative to try to slow these guys down. And for Lowry, he's been on fire the past couple of seasons. He's shown toughness, leadership, and the instinct to make winning plays on the court at both ends.
Now here's LeBron. 26 points for him last game against Orlando.
But what stood out for me was his gorgeous playmaking out there. I mean, over and over, he was finding his teammates in a great position to score.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one. And the Raptors with some changes. Johnson, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. DeRozan comes in for Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Joseph in for Kyle Lowry.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
Kicks it out to LeBron. To the inside. Here's Sanders, and he banks in the layup. Sanders has got 5.
And you're going to take as many of those high percentage shots as you can get.
Now here's Joseph. Guarded by Shumpert. Patterson, the screen. Left side, DeRozan shoots from the corner. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
And they double up James. Here's Shumpert. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Luis Scola, he's checked in for Patterson. Now here's Kevin. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
You know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
Now here's James following the miss by DeRozan. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
For the Cavaliers, Towns, who's checked in for Ilyasova. Smith comes in, and John Wall subbed in for Shumpert. Raptors trail by 8. Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they're bringing together. Clark didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
Now, here's Joseph. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Scola, a screen on Wall. And Joseph kicks to Carroll. Good on the triple.
Maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
Down low, here's LeBron. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander. That is a tough shot.
The Cavaliers leading by 7. Feeds it to Smith. Releases from 15. Can't get it to go. And Toronto will come the other way. And Joseph kicks to DeRozan. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
And he's been the key for their offense with the way he shot the basketball.
Yeah, he's most certainly not the reason they're in the hole. I mean, his percentage has been outstanding.
Now here's Wall. He had 13 points in the win against Orlando.
And also give him credit for his ability to pass the basketball. He was always looking for the open man. Yeah, really strong offensive thrust there, but then how about the defense able to negate that attack?
Yeah, doing exactly what he had to do right there, Greg, to make sure he wasn't going to get flushed on or Instagrammed.
And so Wall nails both of them.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws. And 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
Here's DeRozan. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And we've reached halftime in this one. Cavaliers lead by 7. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin and Dwayne. A very tight game here. What's the number one thing you need to do in the second?
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. You've got to love the John Wall we saw in the first. He ended up with 17 points, 4 assists, and 1 steal. What'd you think, Shaq, about Cleveland?
They had a focus to working inside, and it's working, Ernie. They've done a great job of recognizing miss.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway.
Well, how about John Wall in this one? He's got 17 points, and he's created a lot of chances for his teammates also.
And Clark, some of those assists that he's gotten today have been just electric.
Raptors trail by 7. Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Carroll in at the small forward. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. Now here's Carroll. Here's Valanciunas. They get it again. Outside for Lowry. And he's good on the 3-ball. Lowry's got the first field goal of the second half for Toronto.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody's going to get an earful from the coach for leaving him that wide open.
Wall dishes to LeBron. And Wall with the slam.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with amazing aerial skills.
Well, LeBron had kind of a slow start this season, his return to Cleveland last year.
Yeah, he got off to a bit of a slow start. He had some nagging-type injuries, but things turned around, and LeBron was eventually able to get the clubhouse atmosphere where he wanted.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And that atmosphere that LeBron was after, I mean, he described it as wanting a family-like atmosphere. And to touch on the Cleveland atmosphere, you know, you could see as the season unfolded, it became a big part of what LeBron was able to accomplish in Miami, starting to work itself into that roster.
He hits the second from the line. And what you have to like out of Valanciunas last season, improved efficiency. The game really, Clark, seemed to slow down for him.
Yeah, he entered the league a little green. I mean, would make a lot of mistakes, but had excellent tools. So with enthusiasm and hard work, you knew it was just a matter of time with him.
Great way to start to have easy layup against some soft D.
And with this opportunity, we can show you this season's top shot blocking teams. The Cavaliers, number 1.
You know, sometimes a team, Kevin, will have one guy who does a nice job blocking shots. Other times a guy finds ways to get other players involved in shot blocking. Well, this team does it as a group. That's why they're the league's best in block shots.
Towns, the pass to Smith. Lowry against Wall. And stolen by Patterson. He dishes it to Lowry. And DeRozan kicks to Low. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And for Valanciunas last year, his offensive production was similar to the year before, but he cut in on his turnovers. He also raised his shooting percentage to a career-high 57%, and that, my friends, is improved efficiency.
Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Take a look at the Cavaliers. They're in second, looking to take over the first spot. And checking out Toronto, a half game back.
And I think for the Cavaliers, I think they've lived up to their billing this season, that's for sure. It doesn't look like they'll be slowing down anytime soon.
Well, they can't afford to. I mean, this is a time of year when you've got to take your game up a notch. As good as they've been throughout the regular season, they've got to get better going forward.
The Raptors making a switch here. Dellavedova's checked in.
You know, talking about Valanciunas, the light clearly went on last season. He was more assertive, refined his post game. The next step is to extend his shooting range so he can help space the floor on offense.
Here's Dellavedova after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. And with that shot, the Cleveland lead is cut to just 5 points in the basket from Valanciunas.
Great unspoken communication between teammates leading to the nice assist and the easy score.
And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Now here's James. 8 points for him. He feeds it to Towns. Back to James. And they double up James. Clock at 6. Towns dishes to Smith. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Raptors trail by 8. Well, last year Toronto won their division and got bounced down in the first round. Same result Clark they had back in 2014.
Yeah, but you know, despite that sameness, they were an improved team last season, Kevin. They did a lot of the small things better in total, and I thought looked better and more cohesive as a group. They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
The defensive backcourt has been controlled. They have not allowed a lot of second chances. It's been about one and done for the most part, and I'm not talking about leaving Collins.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's a bunch of good rebounding taking place there.
Valanciunas, good.
And with that height advantage right there, he had a good, clear look at the basket.
And though he's been working on his offensive skills, defense and rebounding are Valanciunas' bread and butter. That was the case with him when he was playing in Lithuania Club, and it's the case now.
It still sure is the case. I mean, it's hard to find a guy with this combination of size, athleticism, and fluidity. Just a tad over-aggressive at times, but I'd rather have to turn a guy down than to turn him up.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Patterson, the screen.
Get to the block, Patrick!
And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. Three-pointer, Dellavedova. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Lowry's got his 6th assist on the night.
And watching Valanciunas rebound, it's clear he has all the tools. Great anticipation, really looks to box out. Strong vertical, might just need to add some strength to become a perennial 10-rebound-a-game guy. Now, that's a close call there on the illegal screen.
But I'd go along with it. Greg, I mean, it didn't look like his feet were set to me.
Raptors trail by 3. Toronto calls timeout.
And for Valanciunas, he's been working on his defensive consistency. Last year, he actually increased his blocks per game while lowering his fouls per game. That's a big step forward in his development.
You look at John Wall. What a contribution so far.
They don't seem to have any answers for him. They need to review their game plan and look for a way to cool him off.
I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Yes, guys, I was able to hear Dwayne Casey coaching his team during that break. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through DeRozan. Coach would like to see him utilized in the offense as much as possible. We can expect to see them going to him constantly. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Kev, it'll be interesting.
Thank you, Doris. Now, here is Lowry. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game.
Back-to-back threes for him. The defense is slacking off a little.
You've got to respect that three, or you'll give up points in a hurry.
And here's Wall. following Kyle Lowry's three. Here's Towns, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Patrick Patterson.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there. Earn those free throws.
And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Toronto?
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
You know, it's been a bad day for them at the line today as a whole, and far too often, that's the case for this team.
Luis Scola, he's checked in for the Raptors. Now here is Lowry. He has 6 for the lead, and it's Valanciunas that time on the assist by Lowry. And that's now 7 points now for Valanciunas. Outside, Wall. Smith the pass to Towns. From inside, here's Whiteside, and that one is hammered home.
And he's just going all out to get the second chance points. Just a terrific finish.
There was no one that was going to prevent MGA from converting that one.
Well, clearly this is the kind of game that could come down to 1 or 2 plays, and he wants to be the guy to make those plays.
And the Raptors with the ball, following the score by Cleveland. And Whiteside sends it back. And Wall kicks to Smith. Pondexter with it, now guarded by DeRozan. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
James Johnson's checked in for the Raptors. Corey Joseph comes in for Kyle Lowry. Here's Dellavedova. 9 points in the game so far. Smith dishes the Wall. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throw.
And it's strange to think that early last year, all the talk in the media was about the in-house fighting on the Cavs. Goes to show just how much better things are for a team when they're winning.
Johnson, an easy 2 points on the layup.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
You're right, Clark. Just continue to pound it in the paint and get those easy points inside.
Now here's Wall. He's got 24. And here is Scola. And Whiteside sends it back. Oh, and here we go. Wall's got it. The fast break chance.
Great hustle to turn the block shot into a fast break hoop. That's a big-time play.
Raptors trail by 3. Now Joseph. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one, but he stays with it. Dellavedova, the pass to Scola. Scola can't get that one to fall.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Right side a screen, and Wall kicks to Towns. Flews off the pick and hammers it home.
And guys, that's one of the more basic plays in anybody's playbook, but not to mention also truly one of the best.
And Greg, the pick frees him up, and Clark, the dunk, caps it off.
Well, you know, for me, guys, it's all about positioning and anticipation on those screen plays, and they got it right there.
Here's Wall. The Raptors getting the bucket. He dishes it to Whiteside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. A 10-footer. Another shot. The rebound by Johnson. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Let's check out some of the best shooting teams out there. 5th, the Raptors.
So patient on the offensive end. I mean, they're not going to force shots, and it's that selectiveness that's yielded such an impressive field goal percentage.
Damari Carroll's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. Inside, here's Towns, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
How about that, breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed.
Now, here's Joseph. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Wall attacking. And that one's good. And the Cavaliers lead by 5.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Yeah, but they better rally soon because they've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint.
Well, Cleveland shooting a stellar 60% since the halftime break. It's deflected. Smith in the posts. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Wall draws the double. Deep 2 from Pondexter. And it's Toronto with the rebound. We've got 22 seconds left in the third. Joseph with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. The 3. That is good. The Cavaliers lead cut down to just 2 points in the bucket from Carroll.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
And Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all. And that's a punch to the jaw. This game as tight as it can be, and he pulls something off that we might not even see in the All-Star game, Kevin.
But, Clark, I don't know that he planned it out too far in advance. That was one of those things that just happened.
I think it was premeditated.
I really don't. I think that he's one of those guys that just plays off of instinct, and they don't mind him making those kinds of plays, even in a close game.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. Cavaliers ahead, leading by 4. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Cleveland leading by 4. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. They've got LeBron James. Amon Shumpert is out there with Rush. Then there's Sanders. And it's Ilyasova in at the 4 slot. LeBron dishes to Ilyasova. Just 5 on the clock. Cleveland moving the ball around. Cleveland gets it back. Now here's Shumpert. Screen by Sanders. Steps back and shoots. That one off the back iron and out.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
That's example number 1 of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Good on the shot. 8 points for Kyle Lowry.
He is pouring it on in the second half, guys. I mean, a much better showing than he had before the break.
Shumpert with it. Lowry picks him up. Shumpert with it. He's looking for LeBron and finds it. Toronto grabs the miss. Patterson's got 3 rebounds now in this one. James kicks to Shumpert. Screen by Sanders. On the wing, James. James with another miss. Toronto's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. There's a good screen. Here's Dellavedova. And the rejection by James. Shumpert in the corner. Puts one up from 19. And there's the 3-second violation. The Raptors making a switch here. DeRozan's checked in. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Toronto trailing. Tipped away. Here's Patterson to tie it up. And Valanciunas puts it in.
He's showing signs now of life after going scoreless through the half.
Cleveland's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Timeout called. Cleveland. And with the fourth quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan, and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game.
Yeah, and Toronto had a strong season against the East last year. They would end up with 33 wins against their own conference and earn that 4th seed in the East.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Well, over the break, I listened in on David Blatt's huddle. He's looking for whatever they have left in the tank. He said, I know it's been a hard-fought game, but now's not the time to leave anything in reserve. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I expect you to be going all out, full speed. Guys?
And thanks for that story, Doris. And the Raptors did play the other East teams well, went 500 against the rest of the Eastern Conference playoff teams, too.
And despite that, we know the Raptors had a disappointing playoff run to end the year, but I thought they still showed that they are a power in the East by having another strong season against the conference.
And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. It's...
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
I tell you what, I like that, though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that, but I tell you what, when you got the skills like that, I say go for it.
And the dunk by Sanders.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time, Greg.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Valanciunas passes to DeRozan. Kicks to Lowry. Clock at 6. Down low. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And what Patrick Patterson gives you guys is solid all-around play. He can help you in a lot of areas. High basketball IQ, high character, understands his role, knows his limitations, and stays within himself.
And going back to Patterson for just a moment, he's been lauded for his mature approach. Ever since high school in West Virginia, he was involved in a highly publicized recruiting battle between Florida and Kentucky, ultimately choosing the latter.
Yeah, and you know, the part of his game, Kevin, that he's really worked on is his ability to face up and shoot. Really starting to evolve into a guy that can space the floor, that space 4. And when he's hitting that jumper at a high percentage, I think his value to the team goes up exponentially.
And the Raptors call time here.
Now, one spot the Cavs did struggle with last year was help off the bench. They were last in the league in bench scoring.
Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. Cavs not scoring with a lot of their bench. A big part of that is they just didn't go to their bench very often.
Well, you talk about the Cavs and the bench near the bottom in total bench minutes played. The bench didn't have a lot of firepower, didn't shoot the ball well, and considering they got limited minutes, oftentimes struggled to find any kind of rhythm out there.
Raptors trail by 6. DeRozan dishes to Lowry. Right through the knee for the layup. Lowry's got 4 points this quarter.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
And the dunk by Towns.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they're not backing off at all, are they?
And DeRozan kicks to Valanciunas. The pass to Carey. Here's DeRozan. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 7 rebounds in the game. The drive by James. Outside, Wall. Uses both hands to slam it down.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
Valanciunas sets a screen for DeRozan. Back to Lowry, pass to Valanciunas, and he gets it to go.
Despite the troubles he had in the first half, he stayed composed and focused, and now he's getting it going.
Outside, Wall. Towns kicks to Wall. To the paint. And LeBron gets it to go with the assist by Smith. That's 10 points for LeBron.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them through. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Whiteside's checked in for Larry Sanders. DeRozan passes to Valanciunas, and Patterson kicks to Lowry. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Good. 20 points for DeMar DeRozan.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Timeout called the Cavaliers.
That was a good time to call the timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
The Cavaliers leading by 6. Here's Wall. LeBron outside for 3. It's tipped.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
He lobs it up, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
And so here's Cleveland. They've led by as much as 10. Outside, Wall. There's the pick. Inside, off the screen, and the dunk by James.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Yeah, can't be pleased with all these easy looks they continue to give up there in the paint.
No, I'm sure he's not, Greg. I mean, their defense is showing a lot of holes, especially down low. That's unacceptable.
And the Raptors call time here. .56 left here in the fourth quarter. DeRozan against James, and it's DeRozan missing.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control.
Greg, simply controlling the glass. I mean, plus 10 is the advantage in rebounds right now.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Toronto calls timeout. They trail by 8. 1:25 left in the fourth. .125 left in the game. Fires from deep, and he gets it to go. DeRozan's got 9 points now in just the second half.
really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
LeBron outside. Towns sets the pick for James. Wall, yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. Wall's got 38 points.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I'll tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint. Fellas, that two-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try, because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
James kicks to Wall. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Wall's got 40 points. So it's Toronto now. They trail by 7. Buries it. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Really good example there of some fine interior passing before that basket.
40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so they foul intentionally. And now we've got the intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
The free throws go down, and the lead goes up.
There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. To the left side wing. Here's Patterson. Almost, but it rolls out. And here's Wall. And there's the feed to LeBron. And that comes off the assist by John Wall.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of serve.
Toronto calls timeout. They're losing by 9. 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
And look, this one's out of reach. I don't know what they're thinking with this timeout.
Neither do I. I mean, maybe they're going over their plans for after the game. Who knows? But let's just get out of here.
Now, here's Joseph, covered by Smith. Tipped away. Wall with the steal. It's tipped. Fires the 3. Misses there. And so it's Cleveland winning this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
LeBron, they made a great run, but you were able to hold on. How did you do it?
Just try to keep attacking, try to get to the free throw line, stop the clock, put pressure on their defense, and just try to keep as much pressure on them as possible. You know, this is the new season, and we came in and took care of the job on the road, and hopefully we continue to get better.
LeBron, congratulations. Kevin, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching. Now time to send you over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game. John Wall. He had an outstanding third quarter. Whatever they needed in terms of energy and offense, he was the firepower that propelled them during the second half.
I don't know what got into him tonight. Whew. He caught the scoring bug and was just pouring it in the paint. That's the kind of offense he's capable of delivering when he sets his mind to it.
Just an unreal performance for him in so many ways.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers.
A flyover, a gorgeous look at the Charlotte skyline. Greetings, everyone, from Charlotte as we bring... bring you an Eastern Conference contest live from the Time Warner Cable Arena. Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And, of course, Anthony Davis. It's our first glimpse of him, looking good in his new Hornets jersey.
You know, like you were saying, the trade has the team buzzing. I mean, they're on fire. You can already see it in the warm-ups, how loose and confident they look out there.
You know, and also gives players a huge boost knowing that the guys running this team, the owner, the front office, they also are committed to winning. And so that, in and of itself, I believe, gives a player far more confidence to go out there and compete.
And a look at the starters for the Cavaliers. J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Towns is out there with Sanders. And it's Wall in at the point guard. Now the pass to Towns. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Now here's Walker. To the inside. Here's Pekovic. The shot no good. Good D by Sanders. And the Cavaliers with possession here. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
Yeah, the confidence just exuding in that performance on the offensive end. I mean, really illustrates how this team clicks when guys are communicating and executing as a cohesive unit.
Yeah, roadkill is hard to get in this league. I mean, to be a great NBA team, you've got to be able to have that kind of performance on the road. Focused, purposeful, and productive. Really solid. Still scoreless after 4 attempts, trying to take the lid off the basket. If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow, just like he got there.
The Cavaliers shooting their first free throw tonight.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year, but just a tad worse, so not too bad.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had. And watching Kemba Walker play, so explosive. An undersized floor general, nasty crossover. Really a scorer's mentality, maybe too much of a scorer's mentality to ever be a great assist man.
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. To the wing right side. Pass to Pekovic. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. Hands it from downtown. Wiggins has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Greg talking about Walker. You have to love the way he competes. His willingness, Clark, to put the team on his shoulders and carry him.
Love that competitive spirit of his. They're actually figuring out how to use him best, but he's such a dynamic offensive player. You've got to give him room to be creative at that end.
Well, guys, in the NBA, you learn things by doing them in game-time action. And Andrew Wiggins had plenty of time to learn on the job. He was second in the league in minutes played last season, only behind James Harden.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be. He's not making that one.
Looking over the numbers again, Greg, Wiggins logged a ton of minutes as a rookie. Over 36 minutes a game, Clark. That led all rookies in the NBA.
And how about leading everybody in the league in minutes played after the All-Star break, Kevin? Almost 40 minutes a game is what he averaged after the All-Star.
Here's Lamb. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Lamb's got 5 now.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Here's Wall. In the game against Toronto. Very impressive. They set the pick. The feed to Towns. Great D that time from Pekovic.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Here's Wiggins, plenty of space, and Charlotte again with the bucket.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Now here's Wall. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game. James, and Davis sends it back.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. A lot of comparisons have been made about Andrew Wiggins. Kobe Bryant, in fact, Clark went as far as to say that he sees a lot of himself in Wiggins as a player.
Ultimate compliment there. I mean, that's exactly what Kobe Bryant just gave him. Wiggins has the chance to reach that level, I think.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
James, the pass to Wall. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Wall's got his first 2 points of the night.
I'll tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already. And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities. A chance to check out stats for Lamb. A strong stretch of play the last 10 games. He's averaging 10 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
And guys, they're finally getting the consistency they wanted to see from him. Look for that to continue.
Walker goes in, dishes it to Lamb. Pekovic with a screen on Smith. No good from Lamb.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
Smith with it. He's picked up by Walker. And Wall kicks to LeBron. 6 to shoot. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And the thing about LeBron James, he's really done a nice job of reshaping his game over the years. I mean, every veteran goes through losing a little speed and quickness. The great ones compensate by getting stronger and more physically imposing, not to mention also their basketball IQ grows as well, just as has been the case for LeBron.
Talking about the strength of LeBron now, we saw Michael Jordan do this too. They paid a lot of attention to the body as they got older, and thus they became more sculpted. They looked more physical.
Exactly. Leaned up and altered their games a bit. Not nearly as high flying, but just as potent and as effective.
And it's the Hornets ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Wiggins dishes to Walker. He kicks to Pekovic from 15 feet away. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Pekovic has got his first basket.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Now here's Wall. Towns, the pass to Wall. And the basket good. Wall's got his second bucket of the night.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
Here's Wiggins. He's got 8. Back to Walker. Inside, here's Pekovic, and he uses the glass on the layup. Pekovic has got his second bucket.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
All with it. Here's Towns, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
Pass to Pekovic. They get it again. And it's Davis missing. Last outing for Charlotte, they won that game against the Washington Wizards.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
Now here's LeBron. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Toronto.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Here's Walker. Passes it to Muhammad. Wiggins inside the line. The shot is off, so Cleveland will take it the other way. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the line.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Hansbrough's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. Williams comes in for Davis. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Wiggins. Hornets leading by 6. A big dip in performance here for the Hornets last year. In 2014, they were very tough to beat at home, and that was not the case in 2015.
Yeah, I mean, they struggled to string together those defensive runs at home, and in the end, that led to their less than stellar record.
Shot clock at 3. Walker goes in. No good. Wall with some nice D.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Here's Towns, the shake. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. That's now 8 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
And you know, that record for the Hornets last year at home, they ended up going 19-22, 6 fewer wins than they had in 2014 when they last made the playoffs.
And he's able to get it back. He had a nice open look right there. And the Hornets lead by 6.
And he's been the catalyst all game long. I love how he's distributing the basketball.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, when the offense runs through him, it's really smooth.
Smith against Lynn to the left wing. And a wide open look for Walker. And it's Walker again missing.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter.
Lynn kicks to Williams. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And getting back to the Hornets, they were the worst shooting team in the league at home. And they have to remedy that in a hurry. Shot only 42% here last season.
Now here's LeBron, averaging around 27.5 points a game, one of the best in the league. Walker against Smith. Again, the Hornets score.
And a huge lead here early to start.
Well, you know, right from the tip, there's not anything they haven't done well so far.
So as we end the first quarter, already a double-digit ball game. Hornets lead by 10. 2K Sports back in a moment here.